Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Incredible India podcast series. I'm your host, Taylor.
And I'm Sam. It's fantastic to be here for what I think is going to be our most action-packed deep dive yet.
I think you're right. So our mission today is a deep dive into this incredible stack of sources mapping out 12 offbeat Indian destinations for adventure seekers. But we aren't just, listing pretty places. We're really trying to give you a genuine shortcut to authentic, high-value experiences.
Exactly. We're talking hidden routes, raw physical challenges, and deep cultural immersion. Things that are just far from that crowded tourist conveyor belt.
That's the phrase.
Precisely. If you're a traveler who defines a thrill as combining a heart-pumping activity with a real cultural exchange, this itinerary is for you.
So that could be technical mountaineering
Or navigating uncharted waterways, yeah.
Wow.
We've distilled where to go for pristine mountain trails, unique coastal secrets, and even underground wonders that require genuine expertise.
Okay, so we've structured this deep dive geographically to cover all the extremes India has to offer. We'll start high up in the north, right?
Right. Then work our way to the sea, the desert, and deep into the jungles.
Let's do it. Let's start with the thin air and towering peaks as we unpack the hidden Himalayas.
When most people think about trekking in the Himalayas, they usually default to the most famous, often over-trekked routes.
Sure, the ones you see all over Instagram.
Exactly. Our sources, though, they highlight valleys that still feel like a real discovery, untouched and pristine.
Okay, let's focus on those untouched trails first. We're starting in Tirthan Valley in Himachal Pradesh.
Yes, which is a buffer zone for the Great Himalayan National Park. The trekking here is just renowned because you're moving through these dense deodar forests on really challenging routes.
The sources specifically mention the Saralsar Lake Trek.
They do, for its difficulty, but also for the reward of seeing those clear alpine waters. It's not an easy one.
And if you head further east, there's Binzar Valley in Uttarakhand. How's that different?
The landscape shifts. You get these sprawling rhododendron forests and winding village-to-village paths. The key thing here really is the solitude.
Solitude.
Yeah. You might see fewer than a dozen other international trekkers, even during peak season. It's quiet.
I think we should slow down on the geography for just a second.
Okay.
Because this list has a fantastic spot for people who are maybe new to high altitude, but still want that big Himalayan payoff. Dayara Bugyal.
Ah, yes.
What exactly is a Bugyal, and why is it so perfect for beginners?
That's a great question. A Bugyal is basically a huge alpine meadow, usually found above the tree line.
Okay.
Dayara Bugyal is often called the Valley of Flowers' lesser-known cousin. It's great for beginners because the ascent is gradual, and that is so crucial for acclimatizing to the altitude.
Right, avoiding altitude sickness.
Exactly. But the reward isn't just the view. It's the cultural exchange you get with the local shepherds who use these meadows. They often welcome respectful travelers to share stories around the campsite.
And that leads us perfectly into the cultural layer that makes these places so unique. The sources spend a lot of time on Malana in Parvati Valley. It sounds truly isolated.
Oh, it is. Malana has a governance structure that's centuries old. It's this unique democratic system that has, largely resisted any external interference.
And the language is unique, too.
Completely. They speak Kanashi, which linguists suggest has influences you can trace back to ancient Greek.
Wow.
Yeah, which is just a mind-bending historical connection to find in the middle of the Himalayas. Their intentional isolation has preserved a piece of history.
That's incredible. How does that contrast with a place like Chitkul, which is, India's last inhabited village near the China border?
It's a different kind of preservation. Chitkul has this distinct Kinari culture.
And what does that mean for a traveler?
It means you'll see unique wooden architecture built to withstand heavy snows. You can actually watch demonstrations of traditional crafts, like weaving with yak wool. It's a culture where really necessity drives the artistry.
And there's a spiritual adventure component, too.
Always. In Nako Village, in Spiti Valley, travelers often get invited to share traditional Tibetan Buddhist rituals.
I loved the detail in the sources about local families inviting travelers for barley-based meals and yak butter tea.
Yes, the yak butter tea. It just emphasizes the warmth that exists even in these really severe environments.
Okay, but let's talk about the practical side for a minute. Affordability. The sources seem to make a strong case for democratizing adventure here.
They really do. Take rock climbing. Hampta Pass has these amazing natural granite walls.
Right.
And the sources note that local youth offer basic instruction for nominal fees. And Critically, you can rent good, well-maintained gear from village shops for under 200 rupees a day.
That is a massive takeaway for anyone traveling on a budget.
It makes world-class terrain just accessible.
Yeah.
Then you look up, and there's paragliding near Bear Billing. Tandem flights start at about 2,500 rupees.
Which is significantly cheaper than the big commercial operators.
Way cheaper. So you're getting high thrills without that extreme price tag.
Okay, so let's shift to the other end of the scale. For the highly experienced adventurer, what about high-altitude extremes?
For that, we have to talk about the Nankun Massif in Ladakh. It offers peak climbing up to 7,135 meters.
And what makes that different from, say, the major Everest routes?
The crowd. Or really, the lack of one. Nankun provides all the technical challenges. Ice and snow skills are a must, but without the commercial traffic you see on other major peaks.
And you can train for that nearby.
You can. There's specialized survival training available in Spiti Valley, focusing on life-saving skills, things like building a snow cave, recognizing early signs of altitude sickness, essential knowledge before you even think about attempting those heights.
That feeling of thin, cold air is intense. But now let's pivot entirely.
Okay, where to?
Let's descend thousands of meters and explore India's 7,500-kilometer coastline. It has its own deep dive secrets.
Absolutely. And we're leaving the well-trodden tourist beaches behind. We're going straight for places that require a bit of effort to reach.
Like in Gokarna. Beach is known for surfing, but the real prize is Paradise Beach, isn't it?
It is. It's accessible only by a boat drop-off or a genuinely challenging trek over these rocky headlands. That difficulty is what keeps it so quiet.
So it's not just about sunbathing. Water sports are flourishing in some really unique spots.
For sure. We found a great one in Maharashtra, Guagar. It's highlighted for kite surfing, perfect wind conditions, plus this unique stretch of black sand.
And for diving.
If you're looking beneath the surface, you have to bypass the usual spots. Natrani Island near Murudeshwar, that's the destination for serious marine exploration.
They're talking.
Crystal clear water, vibrant coral, and regular sightings of barracudas. Even whale sharks.
Speaking of whale sharks, the Thorses really emphasized the conservation success story off the coast of Gujarat.
Yes, near Diu and Verival. The encounters are common between October and February, but the critical detail is how local fishermen shifted their practices. They turned from hunters into conservation guides running sustainable viewing tours.
That's a powerful shift.
That connection between community and nature is the core takeaway there. And for elite divers, Lakshadweep's outer islands are confirmed to have some of Asia's best diving.
Rivaling the Maldives, but without the commercialization.
Exactly.
And for those who are just craving quiet and solitude.
The remote Konkan coast offers some amazing beach camping. Velneshwar Beach in Maharashtra is noted for its low light pollution.
So you get incredible stargazing.
Unbelievable. Clear visibility of the Milky Way. It's a truly personal, solitary experience.
And for a completely different kind of coastal adventure, we move into the mangrove forests.
Into these intricate labyrinthine worlds. The Sundarbans, famous for hiding Bengal tigers and saltwater crocodiles. Navigating that system requires skill and a trusted local guide.
I found the description of the Sundarbans so compelling. The guides talk about this profound, almost overwhelming silence when you're paddling through those Nora channels.
It's another world. But for a gentler kayaking adventure, you can look at Pichavaram in Tamil Nadu. It's one of India's largest mangrove forests with over 400 waterways.
A natural maze.
A natural maze that's just perfect for a day of paddling.
From the deep sea, let's switch our focus again to land extremes. The vast, shifting Thar Desert.
And we're trading the camel for pure adrenaline here.
Off-road vehicle expeditions.
Yes, Jaisalmer is the launch point. Our sources describe these modified 4x4s and ATVs tackling the towering sand dunes. And this isn't casual driving. You need professional guides to navigate these steep, shifting, 60-foot sand walls.
A real technical driving challenge.
For sure. And what stands out as truly surreal are the night expeditions.
Cruising the dunes under LED lights.
With that desert sky blazing above you, it transforms the landscape into something, well, almost alien.
This extreme environment raises a big question. How do people actually survive here?
Right, and our sources detail these incredible cultural and survival training opportunities with indigenous communities. Tribes like the Bishnoi and Rabari.
Tell us more about the skills they teach. What's the value of spending, say, 3 to 5 days with these communities?
The value is learning survival skills that have been honed over centuries. We're talking sophisticated techniques, like sourcing water just by reading subtle sand patterns,
Wow.
or identifying water-storing desert plants and procuring food using desert beans and cactus fruits. This is a real knowledge transfer, not just a sightseeing tour.
Okay, now let's go in the complete opposite direction, underground.
Yeah.
Spelunking in India.
It is genuinely next level, particularly in Meghalaya's Jaintia Hills. These limestone cave systems are just astonishingly large. Well, Kremlia Pra is India's longest known cave system. It stretches for over 30 kilometers, and these caves offer a whole spectrum of challenges.
Is there something for beginners?
Yep, you have Masmai Cave, which is perfect for beginners. It has lit pathways. But then you have a cave like Krem Dam, which is strictly for experts. It requires specialized rope skills and serious preparation.
I'm honestly intrigued, but also a little terrified by the descriptions of the extreme technical caving.
And you should be. The challenges are severe. Look at the Belim Caves in Andhra Pradesh. It's not for the faint of heart.
What does it involve?
It requires rappelling, horizontal crawling through passages as narrow as 60 centimeters. And cavers have to bring gas monitors to track dangerous CO2 pockets in the deeper sections.
That is intense. But it's not just physical, is it? There's a huge archaeological significance.
Mind-blowing significance. The Barabar Hills caves in Bihar, carved during the Mauryan period, require climbing gear just to access some of the chambers.
And Bhimbetka?
The Bhimbetka caves in Madhya Pradesh have rock paintings that date back 30,000 years. It's adventure, geology, and archaeology all rolled into one.
Let's wrap up our geographical tour by moving into the deep jungle and the wild rivers.
For those seeking rare wildlife, you have to look beyond the heavily promoted national parks.
So somewhere like Namdapha National Park in Arunachal Pradesh.
Exactly, home to the elusive clouded leopard and the red panda. And maybe even more exclusive is Silent Valley National Park in Kerala.
It's a UNESCO Biosphere Reserve, right?
Right. It is. And a crucial habitat for the endangered lion-tailed macaque. They enforce strict visitor limits, which ensures the wildlife experience is intimate and minimizes human interference.
And once again, the best insights come from the local communities?
Always. The sources highlighted learning jungle survival from groups like the Saliga tribe in Karnataka. They teach visitors how to identify edible plants and read subtle forest signs to track animals.
And the Sentinel guides in Similipal?
They're legendary for their tracking skills. I mean, they can tell an animal's age and health just from subtle marks on the ground. Learning fire making from them with only forest materials? That's an invaluable survival lesson.
Experiential learning at its absolute peak.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's talk extreme whitewater for serious rafting.
The Zanskar River in Ladakh. It offers Class 4 and 5 rapids that cut through these dramatic, incredibly remote gorges.
And the Teesta River.
A different but equally technical challenge. It's known for runs through sections they actually call Twisted Sister. The isolation there makes safety protocol absolutely critical. Emergency extraction could take several days.
This is where adventure really connects directly to conservation and ethical travel.
It does. You can join anti-poaching patrols on elephant back in Kaziranga National Park.
Directly supporting the protection of the one-horned rhinoceros.
Or you could participate in turtle nesting beach monitoring programs along the coast of Karnataka. It turns your adventure from just passive observation into active contribution.
And that leads to the ultimate cultural immersion.
The deepest level. The sources described opportunities to live with the Toda tribe in the Nilgiri Hills, learning their sacred embroidery patterns and traditional buffalo herding.
Or joining the Khasi community in Meghalaya.
To learn their legendary skill of root bridge construction. This involves literally guiding the roots of rubber trees across rivers over decades to create living, durable bridges.
Bridges that get stronger over time.
It's a patience and engineering lesson like no other.
We've covered physical challenge, extreme environments, and deep cultural exchange. The festivals seem to provide a final celebratory adventure.
They do. The Hornbill Festival in Nagaland lets you witness ancient warrior dances and ceremonial feasts. And then the Zero Festival of Music blends ancient Apatani traditions with contemporary culture.
So, to synthesize all of this for you listening.
Right. These 12 offbeat destinations, they fundamentally change the adventure paradigm. It's not simply about testing your physical limits. It's about a profound cultural exchange and cultivating a deep respect for the indigenous knowledge that lets people thrive in these extreme environments.
That is the true takeaway of this deep dive.
It really is.
Absolutely. So, for you, the traveler who's seeking both knowledge and challenge, Which of these unique niches, technical caving, high-altitude survival training, or maybe learning a traditional craft like Pashmina weaving in Ladakh, which one calls to you first? It's a tough decision.
It is, but it's one that promises an enormous reward.
If you do decide to travel to India, we have a recommendation. Five Senses Tours organizes tours across India, which are immersive cultural experiences. You can email contact@fivesensestours.com. Note 5 is written as a numeral in contact at fivesensestours.com, or you can WhatsApp them at +919-845-677-446.
Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive into India's offbeat adventures.
We'll catch you next time.